Yes. I've been
Bam, we're live.
looking forward to this since you said you wanted to do one.
Did you I noticed in one of your videos this week you were wearing a shirt. Is that because it's getting cold there? You're wearing
Yeah.
a white t-shirt.
It's 43 degrees here right now.
Yeah, I had to plug in my heater.
There it is.
I have a dehumidifier in my office because about a year and a half ago I noticed some mold growing in the corner because it's detached from my house. So I have a dehumidifier, but now I unplug it when I do the show and turn on the heater.
Is that detached from the house?
It shares a wall with the house, but I have to go outside to come in here.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It must be a California nook.
Well, no, my house is ghetto as shit. It's like
is it like an estate? You have like an entire vineyard out there.
Yeah, kind of. Basically, it used to be two houses. Ghetto? Well, it used to be two houses, and they turned it into
oh, that's ghetto.
One house. Yeah,
that's super ghetto. So wait. What you're at right now is house number 2?
No. The main house is still the two houses combined. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I just know that there's some weird shit going on with my house.
Is it Bruce Wayne's birthday? Happy birthday, Bruce Wayne, if it is.
Yesterday, something happened at HQ that I don't know how to do this story.
What you got?
I don't know how to even start it. So
feed.
So it'd be interesting what you think of this, and if there's a video here for you for this. But something big, really, really big happened at HQ yesterday. When you're the executive producer, when you're the manager of something big, when you're at the top of the food chain and you're trying to run an organization, your job, I'll give you an example for a movie. So if you have a director of a movie and Tom Cruise is your talent, I think I've said this before on here, and Tom Cruise is thinking about walking off because he's fighting with the director, you don't let Tom Cruise walk off. You go talk to the director. The executive producer's job is to make sure that the director can keep the talent there. The talent is what's important. Up until an extent, right? If Tom Cruise, the goal is to get to the end of the movie and have Tom Cruise star in it, and the director's job is to make sure that happens. And if the director can't get along with the talent, that's part of his job, to get along with the talent. It doesn't matter if the talent's right or wrong. The goal is to get what you need out of the talent. Up until the point if the talent were like a drug addict or just wasn't showing up to the set or shit like that. Shelby, hi, good morning. Thank you.
Shout out to Jason Weiland, she says.
Thank you. Who's Jason Weiland?
I don't know. Be your biggest fan.
Awesome. Jason, what's up, dude? Oh, Jason puts it to Shelby. That must be Shelby's husband. Nice gift, by the way. Jason, you the man. You got a good one. Keep her. And so when I worked at HQ, I was very lucky because the 70 or 100 people, depending on how you categorize them, that worked for me, they were all really, really hard workers, but they were hard as fuck to manage. And it required Tom Cruise.
A whole bunch of Tom Cruises.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to bitch about Tom Cruise, but so many different personalities and so many crazy talented people and so many moods and behaviors. Some of the people that I would have who would work there, their method for getting their job done was to come into my office every day and complain. But I knew that was their method. Like that was part of the method to their madness, to their creativity. They needed to come in and complain about something. When they took a break from editing or shooting, they would come in and complain about something. And I dealt with it.
All right. So I see you're the director.
No, I was the executive producer.
Got it. Okay. Dealing with the talent.
You're just dealing with the talent. And so there was a guy who worked at CrossFit Inc., who started there a couple years after I got there. He's been there forever. And yesterday he was fired.
You don't care to share, do you?
And this guy, I don't know if I should say his name. This guy has done the programming. This guy has done the programming almost exclusively for .com for over 12 years.
Oh, I love the .com programming.
This guy was the go-to guy for everyone to go to if you needed a second opinion on something. From the general counsel to me to Greg Glassman. He was Greg Glassman's go-to guy. This guy worked directly underneath me. He was my 5-star general. He was my rock. He knew everything that was in the journal. I called him the guardian. Basically, when I would introduce him to people and people would be like, what do you do? Anything that was forward-facing that the world saw may have been my responsibility, but still had to pass through this guy. This guy pushed the button on his keyboard for every journal article you ever saw, every video you ever saw. Everything.
You're saying there's a new guy joining the team.
This guy is not replaceable. James Hobart, yes. James Hobart probably called this guy every fucking week to run something by him. I bet you Austin Malleolo did the same thing. I bet you this guy. There was another guy. There was another guy there who had the similar capabilities, but we didn't use him to that extent. It was Mike Warkington. He now works for Chris Cooper. Just savages. These guys Greg could say to either of these guys, "Hey, write something up for me in my voice," and they could do it. And then Greg would hand it to him, and Greg would fix it.
He's like that guy in school, the nerd.
This dude,
homework.
This dude started probably working there when he's 27. He's 40 years old now. He has two daughters. He was a rock. He was very blunt. You could just walk. I would tell him to do stuff, and it wouldn't get done. And he would call me and be like, "Hey, we can't do this, this, and this because I think it goes against the ethos or the ideology or the methodology." And we would talk it out. And 99% of the time, he'd be right. He'd stand up to Greg. He'd stand up to anyone. He would be so calm. He had more institutional knowledge, I think, than anyone who works there, currently working there, including Dave and Nicole.
Oh, no shit.
Yes. He was the center where all the spokes came into. All the spokes. And when Eric Rosa took over, this guy was basically just, these are the kind of people in the company that new people would never understand. He was the culture. He used to own CrossFit Santa Cruz, the very first gym, this guy. With his wife.
Who fired him?
His boss.
His boss fired him. Okay.
This guy, if you don't know this guy, if you don't know how to manage tremendous talent, this guy was never rude. By the way, I want to also say this about this guy. This is also the guy, if anyone from the janitor to Greg were in the parking lot and they couldn't get their car started and he walked by you, he'd come over and be like, "Oh, let me look under your hood." And he'd fix that shit. He was an engineer. He dealt with all the streams for the games. He dealt with the journal, with all the training video, everything. This guy was the fucking hub. Good morning, Athena.
I just saw the title of this show. It says, "I warned you."
Well, this is, I mean, that's a whole different issue. That's a whole different. Two very interesting things. I'm sorry to hijack your show, Mr. Hiller.
No. Get going. I want to hear the name.
I cannot.
Everyone in the comments section.
I cannot believe they let the
programming.
Bruce Wayne, $5. You guys are the best. Thank you, Sevi. Thanks for the community you've assembled here. Love you, brother. Bruce, you're the best. Thanks for always supporting the show, dude. Always, always, always. You're one of the guys I think about during the day when I'm not even doing the show.
Heidi says that you're edging right now.
I am edging. I don't want to do anything to I don't want to. I don't know how this guy feels about me talking about this. But I guarantee you, like.
Are you buddies with him?
I'm very close with them.
You should have him on. Send him a link.
He's not even that kind of guy. He would never come on. He's not going to want any attention. He never wanted attention. No one knew who he was. I could be in the room with him and he would deny. He worked for me. I could be in the room with him and be like, and talk to him about the programming. And he'll be like, okay, I'll tell the guy. He would never even admit that he did the programming ever to anyone.
How many people know he does the programming?
I don't know. 10, 20.
Oh.
Just the I mean,
so who's going to do it now? Wait,
who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows?
Because today looks typical. Bill do a heavy overhead squat. That's something I've seen for the past 10 years.
He probably built it out a month in advance. He probably built it out.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see.
The person who fired him obviously has no idea how to manage talent. No, it's not Hollis. It's not Hollis.
Full circle. I get it.
But you're getting close. You guys will never guess who it is. You don't know who he is. He just went under the name Pukey. But everyone at HQ knows who he is. Everybody. Everybody. And I'm telling you, it's like the kind of thing that's going to rattle the L1 team, the seminar staff. No one who's a fucking A-level top tier worker at CrossFit HQ is happy that this guy is gone. There's people who hate him who are like, what the fuck? You cannot fire this guy.
Do you know why he got fired?
Yeah, I know why he got fired.
Because something you're going to say along with his name.
I don't want to get into the details, but I'll surmise it like this. It's because his leadership couldn't manage him. It's because his leadership had an enormous ego. This guy's just very blunt. This guy's just very, very blunt. Not rude, never rude.
Give an example of what you mean by blunt. I can assume, but I don't like doing that.
You could say, let me see. Yeah, it's a totally fair question. You would be in a meeting and everyone would be praising a video, let's say, and he would right away say, I'm trying to think.
You could probably even give an example if you know him that well, and then know where to know who you're talking about.
I just have some examples that just involve too many people that I don't want to reveal how much I know.
Would it be like everyone says that your hair looks great, and I go, I think it's thinning?
Yes. Yes. And he would say with a very
love that you don't use shampoo, Sevan, but like, well, I think it's thinning, dude.
And he would say it with a very stoic. He was always very stoic. He was never rude. He never missed a fucking days of work. Ever. The whole time I was there, he worked 365 days a year. He was always available. He has to be the guy with the greatest institutional knowledge who works there. There's people who've worked there longer, like Nicole and Dave, but they're in their silos. Dave and Nicole are in their silos. They're in their lanes. This guy was in everyone's lane. I guarantee you, James Hobart is not happy that this guy got fired. It's nuts. It really concerns me. He's a hardcore worker bee. What's missing at CrossFit HQ right now? So to give you an idea, if you're an affiliate owner, to give you an idea of what's going on at HQ, when I was working there, my photo department had 4 employees. Now there's no photo department.
What does a photo department do?
So hey, Andrew Hiller has an affiliate, and he's doing and that doesn't include contractors. When I say my photo department had 4 people, it had 30 people, including contractors. But Andrew Hiller is doing an event at his gym to raise money for people who can't afford their affiliate fees. And so we're going to send out a photographer there to take pictures. There's an event at there's semifinals. You send a photo guy there to take pictures and make sure that we have pictures for the front end. The games needs, let's say, pictures for the open movement standards. We send someone out there for the photo department. Greg's doing a speaking engagement in Berlin. We send a photographer there and then come back and edit them. Make sure we have a library, make sure we have like a historical, all the photos from the history of CrossFit. By the way, all that's gone to shit. These massive fucking $1 million hard drives we used to have. We have there's no team there to manage any of that now. It's gone. Yeah, he sounds autistic.
Kenya. I just read that.
Kenya. Exactly. I used to make fun of him all the time for being autistic. I used to make fun of him all the time. Oh, you got out of the home for mentally disabled adults. Good job, buddy. I used to tease him all the time.
You said he's been there that long. How many people have been there that long? Dave and Nicole still, right?
Yeah. This guy leaving. This guy's got to be one of the longest working employees there.
Also, like,
I guarantee you, the person who fired him too. The person who fired him has no idea what he does. None. No idea what he does. No idea. Oh, I guarantee you, Todd Widman is bummed that this guy was fired. I'm telling you, everyone knows this guy. They have a massive shortage of worker bees there. Massive. So when I had Don on, he wanted to grow the company. That's his thing. You can't grow the company by firing people like that. You cannot. You cannot grow the company by firing a guy like this. This guy was in charge of all the publication in the journal. After Mike Warkington would approve something, then it would go to Leaf, and then Leaf would watch it. This guy watched every fucking video. I disagree. I don't think Don's an empty suit at all. I disagree 100%. I actually have great hope for Don. I'm really impressed by Don. I think the only thing we saw from Don troubling is too strong of a word, but he knows corporate talk. He knows how to say a bunch of shit without saying anything. But look where he came from. But I do believe Don's landed in his dream job, and he has more energy and passion to run HQ than anyone who's been in that position since, he's got equal to anyone. I think this guy fucking is I think if you cut this guy open, he bleeds CrossFit. The big test with Don is going to be, are we going to get him for 10 years? If he's only there for 4 years, then it was all a lie and a joke. We need a guy in there for 10 years. That's a permanent position.
Interesting.
I'll keep you guys up to speed on what happens, but a huge loss for the entire community. Huge loss for the affiliates. Massive loss for the affiliates today.
I used to do .com workouts every Sunday. We would choose 2 or 3 of them from the week and just kind of do them back to back or with a 10-minute break in between them. There was a point in time in there where they were different. 2019 or so, maybe 2018, late. It seemed as if they'd changed. There was things called slips in there. Ring progression.
Yes, there was a time in there in 2018 where Greg took over the programming for 2 months, and basically
that would make sense.
Yeah, and Greg basically said, "Hey, I want to do some adjustments. Leaf, let me show you what I want to do." And he ran it for 2 months. And Leaf would go over to Greg's house, and I remember I used to have to sit there. I didn't hate. You know how much I love programming, and I would have to fucking sit there for day in and day out, and they'd be on the whiteboard tinkering with workouts for hours, and I'd be like, "Ugh, gross." And they'd be like,
"They've always been."
It was like being with art. It was like being with artists. They'd be like appreciating the painting on the wall, and I couldn't. I didn't. I just can I just do some burpees?
So if I go to .com, like this one, 21, 9 push jerks and chest to bar pull-ups. It's Fran, a little heavier, but no squatting. 15 med ball cleans, 10 toes to bar, as many rounds in 10 minutes as possible. If they're just really great workouts, and you're telling me we're never going to see that ever again.
I'm telling you. That something is really amiss with the leadership at HQ. If you have a manager who can't manage this guy and get the work out of this guy, you don't fire this guy, you address the manager. This is a massive shortcoming on the manager side. Massive. I have no idea if Don approved it. How the fuck would I know that? There are people there at HQ, the new people. They come from places where they put systems in place and they think everyone is replaceable. That is not what can happen at CrossFit HQ. That is not this kind of business. That is not this kind of business. You guys have fucking lost your mind. This will be huge. This will be fucking massive. And here's one of the biggest things it's going to do. It's completely demoralized everyone who works there. And if you find someone who says it hasn't demoralized them, they're either new or they're lying to you. You cannot get rid of this guy. You have to talk to the manager and figure out a way to keep this guy. You guys are out of your fucking mind. He's so fucking loyal to CrossFit. He's owned an affiliate. He's been there forever. He worked directly under Greg, Tony, me. Everyone there respects him. Dave respects the shit out of him. Nicole Carroll respects the shit out of him. I guarantee you the general counsel, Marshall Brenner, respects the shit out of him. Those of you that were involved in his firing, you're pathetic. You are fucking pathetic. You should be taken to managerial school. You have no fucking idea what that guy did and what he brought to the table. Nicole's been there from the beginning, just forever. I think Nicole and Dave are the only two people there who've been there longer than I was there. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Cooper swooped him up. This guy can do it all. He can run the front end. He can do programming. He can program websites. He can tweak websites. There's so much shit he did behind the scenes, saving days when the game stream would go down live and he'd get it back up on his own because he's in there fucking Sunday at 3 a.m. No.
Huh.
He was the go-to guy.
You're telling
Greg
me
had a question.
You should bring him on.
If Greg, this guy would never come on. He's way too humble.
No, not on the show, on the team.
Oh, if I could afford it, I would.
Sevan Podcast team.
He basically just probably set the journal from ever coming back. It's so sad. On a secondary note, just as vague, someone yesterday, I've told you guys so many times, there's this group of you who works at HQ who fucking hate me to death. And I get it. I totally get it. You think it's cool to call a 20-week-old baby a clump of cells. And I don't. I think it's a baby. You think it's okay to say that black people are stupid and that's why we should help them out. I get it. I don't. I don't think it should be judged by the color of their skin. I get it. But I warned you. I gently warned you several times not to say my fucking name. And a couple days ago, you thought it would be funny to say my name to someone, to tell a story, make up a story and say something about me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that again. Again. I know you didn't sleep last night. I know you're shitting your pants.
Oh,
but
fuck.
Don't think I didn't warn you. I'm just over here minding my own business, doing my own shit. And you think it's cool just to tell bullshit lie stories about me. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wound up. I'm stealing Hiller's show. I feel horrible for it. Hiller's got so many great videos on here.
We're good. I'm here all day.
Well, I don't want to keep you because I'm going to watch the show. I just wanted to phone in and say thanks for the coverage that we are going to get for the Rogue Invitational, and also Fat Dan Bailey.
Thank you.
Fuck Dan Bailey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Cheers, Sevan.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on you. From the UK. Sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on you. Sorry. I will keep you guys updated on both of these stories. Yeah, keep my name out of your fucking mouth. You just stay on your big ass corporate ship, but you better I mean, it's too late now. You lit the fuse again.
You got any more?
Honestly, I don't want you to lose your job. It sucks losing your job. It really sucks. Me and my wife were fired on the same day. It sucks. My buddy here who got fired yesterday, but you know who you are. Who you know who you are. You feel the axe dropping on you. You shouldn't. You should forget those lies that you're telling people about me. You should keep my name and Greg's name out of your mouth always, at all times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I make a video on this?
And I want to tell you, yes. And you did make a video on this. And I want to tell you one more thing. You're hurting all the other haters too. Your whole little posse of haters, you're going to get fished out. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
I have a question. I've been kind of waiting for a live call-in show, but I kind of want Hiller's opinion on this too. I was wondering what you guys think about requiring CrossFit coaches, like if you're going to coach an affiliate, to have a level 1. I think I've been thinking about it a lot, and I feel like it would just give some more incentive to get more people to get their L1. And also just, I've been in some gyms, like my girlfriend's at school right now, and her CrossFit gym, some of the coaches, they just say some retarded shit. I'm like,
I think you have to have a level 1 to coach.
No, you don't.
You do not have to have one. No.
To coach at a CrossFit gym, you don't?
From what I understand, through a lot of insurance companies, you have to have somebody in the building at the time of classes being coached. Someone has to have a level 1 at that point in time. But that's like the minimum.
Yeah,
and I know that's how it works through insurance.
I'm glad you used I'm glad you used the word retarded, caller.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Because retarded, I'll look up the definition of retarded. It's less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than is usual for one's age. And I think the way you're using it is less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than someone who should be teaching an L1. And I think it's okay to use it like that. And according to Google, it's an offensive word, but it's not offensive. No words are offensive. Only people make them offensive. So we'll scratch that.
I have a really good shtick on that later, but I got something. But in relation to the question, you said it's retarded. Some people, I think it's the ideals they're putting in. So yes, of course, it's better if you have a level 1. That being said, somebody can have a level 1 and still be spewing garbage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think you should have it, of course.
I
think that it should be something where you should be even in the pursuit of it. So let's say somebody doesn't have it, but somebody in the pursuit of their level 1, let's say they've signed up for it, or they're saving up for it, or they've just become like into the CrossFit community, they're a lot of the times in a better headspace than some people who have been in it for some time. And I guess I could even point to the Simply Mander girl who's been in the community since what looks like 2014, but at this point is saying shit like CrossFit ruined her. I'd much rather have somebody who's like pursuing a level 2, level 3, or even their level 1 and not having had it yet. But that said, of course, you should have it because you learn quite a bit. You should take it again and again. Get the level 2.
Yeah, some of the things, like I've been there a couple times, and then she'll call me, like I have my level 1, and I take it pretty seriously and stuff. So she'll call me and ask me about some of these things coaches tell her. And some of these stories just sound like horror stories. I'm like,
Can you give us one?
I'm actually strongly opinionated on this.
So one time she was working on her toast bar, or she's trying to get toast bar to be able to string them together. And she was doing some hip flexor exercise because she just has really weak hip flexors from like a lot of like horse riding her whole life. And one of the coaches came up to her and he was like, "Hey, what are you trying to do?" And she was like, "Well, I'm trying to get my toast bar. So I'm just working on my hip flexors and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, that has nothing to do with toast bar. You just need to do like sit-ups and work on like core strength." I'm like,
well, that guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and it's the same dude is like terrible at double unders.
Before I say that, you also have to ask where he's coming from with that statement. Like, what gives him the right to just say that? It's a blanket statement because she could very well be right and he could have a point. But like, how well does he know her? Where's he coming from? What's her goal? What's the stimulus of the workout? Right?
Well, she was just training like after a class because she doesn't have toes to bar, and that's like kind of like her like little extra goal right now to just try to work on those and be able to do them in workouts and stuff like that. And then this same dude like has terrible double unders and stuff. And then she said that some girl was trying to learn them next to her the other day, and she asked him for advice, and he was like, "Well, just keep trying harder." And like his double unders look terrible. She's not doing them right, obviously, because she's trying to learn them. And he's just like, oh, just do it faster. Like just go harder. And I'm like, that's not really coaching. That's just like shitty encouragement.
Cheerleading.
I'm okay with
Exactly.
it. I'm okay with it.
I always told my coaches not to be cheerleaders. You can do it whatever you want. Just don't cheer people on unless it's like unless there's nothing else on the table. There's usually something that somebody could be coached up on.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I coach, and I think cheerleading is the worst part for me. Like that's the part I'm the worst at, and I dislike the most.
There's always like a interaction you can have with separate people. Some people totally require it. So if you're looking for a stimulus on a workout and someone is just not quite there, and there are that person who likes a little bit of pick me up.
I like cheerleading.
Yeah, it's up to the coach and the person.
I like it when someone looks across me across the gym and tells me, dude, you're moving like a bitch. That works for me.
I've always liked the don't pick up the equipment until everyone's done with the workout, as that usually means that the class is being well run. There's a time cap in mind, or like a goal time in mind. It's like there's not someone who finishes in 20 minutes and somebody 40 minutes later. Everyone should be around 18 minutes, give or take a couple. And it means that usually if you are done quicker, the people around you are the ones supporting you, not the coach.
Yeah.
It's not, if the coach's job is to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and progressing, and then at which rate the community could be the people who are propping you up, not the cheerleading coach.
Right. Yeah.
I like cheerleaders, especially college ones. Fair.
Scott Summers.
I just wonder if you think it would drive more people to the level one, or if it would take away from it, since
you should definitely have a level one if you're coaching in a gym. In
an affiliate.
I agree. I think I honestly thought it was required when I got my level one.
I thought it was required too. I remember people calling HQ and complaining, hey, there's someone here teaching. There's someone here teaching who doesn't have their L1. And I remember that being a no-no. Are you sure that that's not a requirement for an affiliate?
99% sure.
I had like this disagreement the other day.
Owning an affiliate.
I know
owning up to level one.
And that's the kind of question that I could just run over to my buddy's office who they fired and ask him, and he'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Andrew Hiller this morning, who has when is your 1 year anniversary, Andrew? Have you crossed
Trish has it. L1 to be present while coaching, while like people are in the building, and L1 to own. She's got it.
Trish, I left a message for you over on Andrew Hiller's YouTube
I saw
page.
that.
I don't. How the fuck
She's
do you
here.
have time to watch Hiller's videos if you're watching mine?
Trish is the bomb. 1 year anniversary is sometime. I think it's February 23rd.
Hey, February 23rd this year will be, or 2023 will be your 1 year anniversary.
I can check really quick. It's somewhere around February.
Hey,
right around there.
I think Trish and we figured out who Trish is. Trish is Mark, because look how perfect these two come together. An L1 to be present, and then the next comment says L1 to own. I think that's just two different keyboards working.
She had 2 monitors, 2 keyboards, 2 PCs. I'm going to check.
Have you missed a day, Hiller?
No, I'm on it.
It's amazing. It is true.
So I made the one yesterday about where the event was for Rogue.
Yeah.
And that one didn't take me that long. And it almost makes me feel guilty because I was able to put that together in about 60 to 90 minutes, like out the door on YouTube. And I was like, I don't feel like I did my due diligence today, but it still counts because it fills the slot on that day. And it was also good because this weekend we'll do a bunch of shows.
I think so. Here's the deal. I think that it totally counts, and I don't think you should feel guilty, because I think as people like me who are like just diehards and watch all your stuff, sometimes I'm like in a hurry, and I'm like, oh fuck, this one's 14 minutes, and I really only want it to be 7 minutes. And then there's other times like when I see that 2 minute one, I'm bummed. I'm like, oh, it's too short, and I kind of like that emotional roller coaster with it, right?
Okay.
It's good because then they're like, okay, I hope he gets another one. Or it gives me time when I see this one to go back and watch one that I've missed. So I watch both. So I think it's great. I think you could even, this is self-serving as fuck, but I think you could even take clips from the show this weekend where you're talking.
And just make my own show out of them.
Yeah. And just fucking put it up and be like, hey, this is what I said on the Sevan podcast. My
February
thoughts.
23rd. I found my date. February 23rd was the first video of the series.
Sevan, will you buy me an L2 for Christmas? Maybe.
Have you spoken about Travis and Vindicate giving away an L1 if you pick up one of those shirts during a drawing to pick up an L1?
I have. I think that closed.
Was it closed yesterday?
I don't know, but close.
He was in the comments earlier. I wonder if you can comment.
Oh shit! I didn't watch this Shark Tank to Bankrupt.
Oh, dude, that's like my favorite one ever.
Okay, I'll watch that next. I'll watch that today. I have to go back and get
about it because that has to do with Ice Age meals.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so Alexis has been getting Ice Age meals since she opened up her business because this is funny. Play that.
Okay.
From the beginning.
Okay.
It's pretty. I love that. So some things I'm proud of, like, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Here we go.
If it's gonna pop up.
Here we go. Okay. If you can't hear it good, tell me.
I got a dream. What is your dream? I have a dream.
This is $1 billion business.
Ice Age meals?
Yeah,
Why?
because I mean,
Are you worth $10 million? Hell no.
That's good.
Yeah.
How similar to
Hey.
those guys? Like, I got a dream. What is your dream? To have a dream.
Hey, what is that guy's name? The Ice Age Meals guy?
Nick Massey.
Yeah. Have you ever met him?
SSIE. No.
He's one of the nicest
I never
human beings.
spoken to him either. You know him?
Yeah. He's one of the nicest
Oh.
people I've ever met in my life. He is so nice.
So there was a night where
Does he get destroyed in your video?
no.
Oh, okay,
No.
good.
Everyone's
Okay.
pretty supportive. Actually, a handful of people. He reached out to me and he said that he can correlate. I think he said 20 to 30 orders coming from my video, which is awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me
Which-
happy to hear that. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's so fun to be around. I haven't spent much time with him, probably like 4 or 5 times, 10 minutes each, but he's great. Okay, go on.
Where did you run into him?
Just at HQ. He would come there, make videos, or I talk to him on the phone or just shit like that.
So been through a handful of prepared meal companies, and not any of them kind of can even come anywhere near stacking up to Ice Age meals. There's just something about the amount of food that they have in there. That's usually my biggest critique, is that there's not enough food. I need to eat 2 or 3 of them in order to feel like I can walk away. The Ice Age meals comes with a good amount of food. Sure, they're frozen, whatever, but it's essentially just meat and rice or meat and potatoes. It's simple. They have more intricate options as well. And then since I made the video, everyone goes, yeah, I've had this forever. I can't believe that they're not doing so hot. Alexis tells me she got an email from the company saying that they filed their taxes and they were like $500,000 in the hole.
Oh, no.
And that if they didn't offload a handful of prepared meals, which was, I think, 60,000 of them, then they were going to have to close up shop. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to make a video and see if we can help unload 60,000 of their meals.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
And then I had never spoken to him. It was just like, I like the meals. Alexis has been using them because we don't have time to make food because she's at work and I'm doing my shit all day. And she likes them. Like, fuck it, let's see if we can keep them going. And a handful of people have helped.
So
awesome.
So you crazy support this guy?
Yeah, he's the man.
Okay. Was that Colton Mertens?
Yeah, he's an Ice Age meals athlete. I think
Oh,
he's like one of the only people he sponsors.
Uh-huh.
But they don't even really sponsor people, he said, because the margins are so low. What I said, like I already told you, there's so much food in there that it decreases the margins. I spoke to him a little bit. So he's trying to do a good thing for everybody. And it's hard for him to keep up with some of these other hogwash prepared food companies.
Good luck, Nick. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. Nick Massey, that's right.
Nick
Okay.
Massey.
CanFit Productions. You made a video. Is it this one, the CrossFit Ponzi scheme?
Yeah.
This video, you talk about how CanFit was not able to pay its athletes. I had someone on who took first place and didn't get the $10,000. Do you know who that was? I can't remember who it was. It was a couple days ago.
I think Annika won the females, and was it Chandler Smith who won the males?
How about was there another one?
Jack Farlow
Oh.
competed. Yeah,
It
but
was
he
Jack
didn't. He didn't
Farlow.
win. I think he competed at both, and he won like 1,000 or like it was a 10,000 total between the two of them.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong about that, but that's what
No,
I
I think you're
remember.
right. Cause I remember being like, Jack, can't you just suck it up? And he's like, I could, but basically it's 10 grand. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't realize it was that much.
Jeff is so funny. My alarm went off to inject more synthol into my neck.
He won the East and second in the West.
Oh, he did win the East. Okay. Wait a minute. Did he finish that high in the West? The West was stacked, I thought. I think Chandler won.
And
didn't
this
James
video,
Sprague get second in the West? Never mind. Sorry.
And in this video, you talk about how they're throwing another event that's coming up, and it's in Vancouver, also in Canada, and that you're speculating that because it says this is a great competition for first-time competitors, that they're not going to be giving away prize money.
Free protein for everybody.
And that they're utilizing the registration sales to raise money to pay the athletes from the other two events that they didn't have money. You don't poo-poo it. You don't talk shit about it. You don't know that for a fact, right? You're just speculating.
No, that's speculation.
Okay.
And right, I'm glad you picked up on the fact that I didn't poo-poo it, because it is about, how long is that video? 10 minutes? Yeah, it's about 7 minutes of me explaining everything. I think on the back end of it, I go, you can't really blame them because they're trying. Like, you can't blame them for trying. It'd be like asking everyone to go to Carson. Everyone wants to go compete, right? You might not win any money, but you're going to go compete where the CrossFit Games were for a handful of years. It'd be cool for a bunch of people. So it's just like a cool event, possibly. However, it's just weird, the transparency. Maybe they don't have to be transparent about it.
Hey,
they're
why
trying
don't
to pay
you
the
enter
athletes.
that? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and just enter that? I would love to see that.
Well, that brings up another whole handful of things we could talk about, which is all these athletes who've popped for PEDs this past season and are now competing in competitions.
Yeah, just enter it. Let's see what happens. Just to see. I think you should enter a bunch of competitions and see how they deal with you being all juiced to the gills.
Okay, I'm in. I'm going to Vancouver.
And God, you're easy. I don't think you have to go there, right? Won't they have an online qualifier?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. That's where I'll that's where I'll send them my $20, and then I won't go to the competition. But I'll be skewing the leaderboard, which is part of the issue.
Just try to win the leaderboard and then get kicked out.
I'll get the endurance up just in time.
I wonder. Yeah. God, that's so good.
What's that?
Just for you, just to start entering. I just like it if you just start entering shitloads of competitions.
Yeah, that would get the whole world riled up, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's so fun. It's like you can do whatever you want. It's like people being upset at Samuel for doing the qualifier and then not going to the event. Hey, dude, it's up to him. It's up to him.
Yeah, that one I didn't really understand too much.
So you think that they're going to throw this event, that they're going to get a bunch of people signing up, and they're going to use that. And you even say at the end of the video, hey, I totally believe in second chances. And the video ends up kind of being more of a promo for these guys than a dig, I'd say.
Yeah, you could say that, because I don't know, how many views did that get? 8,000? I mean, if 10% of the people, that's a huge percent. But if 1% sign up, that's 80 more people who sign up than hadn't. They'd be like, hey, a competition.
There's thousands of guys who travel all over the United States entering Brazilian jiu-jitsu competitions, and all they get are medals.
There you go. And those are cheap. You get them on Amazon.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any problem with a CrossFit event just throwing competitions and just giving away medals. I have no issue with that. There's people who just want to go and compete and get that sensation of competing, that rush.
How do you feel about did you see, I know you see the YouTube videos, but I don't assume you see anything. I put up the little bit from the barbell spin where the adaptive athlete got popped for taking GW.
Oh,
what's your opinion on that?
I was stoked for that guy. I would love to interview that guy. What was that? Was on your? Was that on your Instagram?
I wonder if it was a tainted. Yeah, I just kind of covered it and made faces at it. I think it spoke for itself. It's like, holy shit. If there was one person that I would believe, or at least hope, that it was a contaminated supplement, it would be from the adaptive division.
Oh, please. That's racist. Who gives a shit? The
I guess
adaptive people are no different.
Okay, you caught me. I'm red-handed.
Adaptive people are no fucking different than regular people. They're just missing an arm or something. Is it this one with your big head on it?
Big head right there.
Yeah.
I just Bard.
God, I fucking love it. Hey, what's that mean, neuromuscular? Meaning like something's not firing right, like he can't control his arm good or something? Or
I did a handful of videos with or on Morgan Johnson, and she had neuromuscular. She had Tourette's syndrome. So Tourette's classified her to compete in the neuromuscular, but it's basically impulses that keep them from performing things that they might be performing, like everyone in the open division.
Some people might think I have Tourette's.
And you're an adaptive athlete.
Had an uptick in GW 501516 shirt sales this week. Wonder why.
Melissa's got it right. Muscle control.
So did that guy win the division?
He finished 4th.
And what did he pop for?
GW 501516.
That was it. Okay. And is he come out and said, yeah, I'm putting it in my ass, or
no? Well, you would do it orally. There's pills.
Has he taken responsibility for it?
I have not seen that. No.
Does he have an Instagram account?
We're checking Bart. I don't think Bart will just pop up.
He should get it. Do you think he should get a pass?
Why would I think he should get a pass?
I don't know, because you already think.
No. I don't think he should get a pass.
All right.
Bart Walsh. Bart Walsh is his name.
Okay, let me see. Bart Walsh. Instagram.
Are you Googling it?
Yeah.
I don't see an account.
I see Taco Bart. Nope, that's not him.
No account.
No. It's
or
probably
private now.
Probably something like the Neuro CrossFitter or something. He probably has some like cute like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The adaptive CrossFitter or something like that.
No, he doesn't get a pass.
Bart, you get a pass from me.
All right, you're 1-1.
I'm gonna call it
the comments. Well, the comment section says no.
It's like affirmative action. If you're in the adaptive class, you can juice.
All right, and if we're on hot topics now, how about the people who you're on board with people who have popped positive and then compete in the off-season competitions? I'm not down with that.
If you're not giving away money,
so remember,
you're not giving away money. I think it's cool. Hey, dude, let me ask you this, Hiller. You would love to compete against Phil Toon, wouldn't you, at a competition?
Yeah.
I mean, there's dude, and I think if you ask Justin Medeiros, he'd love to compete against Phil Toon. I don't think anyone's like. I think they would be upset if there's money on the line, maybe, but because they want the money. But I think a lot of people would love to just let Phil Toon compete. Let's just see him fucking. We want to see him do CrossFit. I want to see, like, how about he just tell us what he did and we get to see him go. It's like, yeah, that's what I think.
So, and if there is money involved,
then not so much. So much.
That's what Nasir's doing. It. The Morning Chocolate posted about that. He finished first in a competition, and the competition came out and said that they believe in second chances.
Who's
but
the
he
guy?
was also holding. He was the dude who won, like, what was it? I don't know. Remember, it was over in Asia. I think they sent Roman over there. He didn't win. He finished like second or third. It was the dude. I remember a vivid spot where you go, that dude's juicing. Because he put his arms over his head, and there was like a vein going from his thumb to his dick, and you're like, damn. and you're like, that guy's gonna pop, and then he did, but it was for GW as well.
Someone told me the other
that clip and make a video on it.
Someone the other day told me that none of the stuff, like, hey, if you're gonna do it, you got to get on TRT or human growth hormone. All the other shit is just bullshit. That, like,
no, that's untrue. That's very untrue.
Like that the song that really the shit. Well, by the other stuff, I mean, not the drugs that you always talk about, like with the all in their suffix, but like all the SARMs and someone told me SARMs and peptides, they're all just bullshit.
I'd like to know where they're grabbing that from. That's kind of stuff you'll see on a whole bunch of forums, but it also is very individualistic. Like some will work better for some people than others. Like if I take a red 140 versus you taking a red 140, like maybe you get cancer and I don't, and maybe you blow up and get cancer and I stay small and don't get cancer. Like maybe it just has different effects on different people.
Right. I hate any story where I get cancer.
That's why you didn't buy it that one time. Red 140 is the thing you're talking chest alone.
Yes. Do you have that box with you that California Hormone sent you? Oh.
No, I don't.
We have to do a show where you have that box. Okay. Andrew did a video. It's called Testosterone.
I'll probably get one. What is the date today? I'll get one soon. November. I'll get one in November.
This show, everyone should watch. It says 6 weeks on it, Testosterone Replacement Tuesday. And this is like the first that I've seen where the most in-depth one you've done with what's going on with you and your testosterone replacement. And behind you in that video is a barbell that's loaded. And I was so hoping, why didn't you lift that in the video?
But I have a video I haven't released yet, and it's a workout that I've done in relation to like all of this stuff. So like I started with California Hormones, if you don't remember, like for large part because my elbow didn't work. And something that the owner and I talked about is that she would give me some sort of injections into my elbow to help with the recovery process. And yeah, so I used to put my arms over my head, and like it's still not quite as good as the one on the right, but it gives me the ability to now do this. I've had this workout right here on this board for a long time. I called it the Batman, and I've been wanting to do it since April 26th or 16th, like one of the sixes. And I was just able to do it. And I said the second that I could, I would. And it's a handful of stuff that I wasn't able to do for 5-6 months, and pulled it out of my butt and did it.
Can you give me just a little bit? Can you tell me a little bit of what that workout is? You don't have to reveal the whole thing.
It starts with a 495-pound deadlift, which is the bar that you saw on the ground right there.
Okay. So this Thursday.
I could say what it is. So you ready?
Yeah.
It's a 495 deadlift.
Wait, before you go, in this video, Andrew talks about his journey so far since September taking testosterone replacement therapy. He talks about the whole process, the blood work, you get to see videos, he shows you the needles, everything, the whole protocol. He goes through it. And in that, he says, hey, and there's a workout that I've been wanting to do that I wrote a while back called the Batman. And this upcoming Thursday, I'm going to show you the workout and I'm going to show you me doing it. And that Thursday is going to be.
Well, it was supposed to be yesterday, but then I had to make that fucking Mander video.
Oh, so it was last Thursday. So when is that video coming out?
It depends on how, it's ready. It's prepared to be done. And it just kind of depends.
Okay. So any day now, any day, maybe it could be your next testosterone replacement Tuesday video.
I was already thinking that. I'll probably put it out on Tuesday.
Okay. So November 1st, let's say tentatively. Okay. But he doesn't tell you in the video what the workout is. And now he's going to tell us, he's going to give us a sneak peek at it. Okay. Action.
Deadlift at 495, one back squat at 405, one bench press at 315, one power snatch at 225, 10 unbroken ring muscle ups, and 100 unbroken double unders for 3 rounds.
The 315 was bench?
315 was bench, 225 on the snatch.
And
10
then
unbroken ring muscle ups, and 100 unbroken double unders. 3 rounds at a time.
How many rounds?
3.
And you did that.
And I was able to do it finally. Yeah. The big thing, big hole, the bench press, the muscle ups, and the snatch because of the elbow.
And did you do that fast? Like, were you just moving, or did you take breaks?
Just moving. Yeah. It wasn't quite as fast as I would hope for, but everyone's been clamoring for a test. It's like, you're doing all this stuff. You need a test. I'm like, guys, I really can't test myself because of my elbow. I could, but I think I told you even, like, my test to me have been the benchmarks, like the girl workouts, Helen and Karen and Grace and Isabel and all of those. But this, I guess, would be my test because I'm not in the greatest shape. I think everything's starting to kick in pretty hardcore right now. I feel larger. And in that video, there's a couple of pictures where I have the dates as well as my body weights. And I think you can see a pretty big difference. But along with all that stuff, here's what it looks like right now. And I'm also going to do it in 2 months and see how much time I can take off of it.
In this video, Andrew also tells you some of his he tells you about his CrossFit journey very quickly from this perspective. He tells you that the most ring muscle ups he's done unbroken was 35. He tells you that his highest snatch ever was 291. He lets you know that he's tinkered with all the different sleep options.
Oh, shit.
8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. He talks to you about the different amounts of food. He tells you that he does training regimens at 185 and then compares them to getting up to 195. He lets you know that he's tinkered with everything, that he started in 2014. He treated himself like a lab rat, and he worked on everything trying to maximize his output and his performance. When he drank his caffeine, when he didn't drink his caffeine. It's really cool. What I liked about that is it lets you know that he's not a guy who started CrossFit and after 6 months was, I want to get better faster and just started taking TRT. That he's tried it all. Dude, he did everything. He did everything first.
I need to bring on like somebody that's known me in the past. And I mean, even Alexis would be a pretty good person to talk to about this, but I was a fucking nutcase in relation to this stuff. It was insane. The Whoop, actually, part of the reason why I'm so hard on it is because I used it for a handful of stuff and I thought it was such a great tool. And because I was so attuned to what the Whoop would tell me, I could wake up and go, my HRV will be around 80 this morning. It'll be around 85 this morning. And every single time I was smack dab on it, just based on how, like, when I went to bed, when I woke up, how much water I had the day before, how much food I had that day. Be like, did I hit my amount of protein? Did I have enough carbs? How many carbs did I have in relation to how much I worked out? How are my fat levels? It's like, all right. And then how much did I sleep? How many times did I wake up over the course of the night? I wake up, I'd look at the Whoop and I'd go, you should be recovered. Your HRV should be this. Your resting heart rate should be below or above 40. I'd say, okay, here we go. Ready for the day. Rinse, recycle, repeat by 5 to 6 years. And none of that chalks up to an ejection twice a week, which is fucking nuts.
The only feedback that I have for you, and you were very transparent about this, was you talk about how you wake up in the morning and you take 2 scoops of pre-workout.
There we go. Yeah.
What time do you work out at the same time every day?
I try to get it done. I worked out this morning.
Oh, you did? Okay. Because I had this guy on. He's a doctor from San Diego. He's called the Fittest Doc. Do you know who that is?
Yeah. Wait a minute. He's from San Diego?
I think so. Fittest Doc.
Is he jacked as shit?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Yep. 500-pound back squat. Yep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Jeff Bianco. I appreciate that. Poor man's Ben Greenfield.
Let me.
And there was a comment here. Yeah, I got a video of the Batman. I'm not sure who asked it, but I have it. And I'll MLK 5240.
So this guy.
This guy. What do you say?
Yeah, this guy's great. I need to have this guy on.
I love that
again.
thing with the fist right over his dick.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah. He doesn't want anyone to know how big it is. He doesn't want to make everyone feel bad.
I mean, this shit doesn't even look
I've got one of those, and it just looks. Yeah, he's jacked. What about him?
By the way, just a little plug to this guy. This guy does do telemedicine. Anyone can contact this guy and start working with him if his clientele isn't full. I think he's pretty fucking full, but
you say fool?
Full. I know everyone makes fun of me.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. I like it. I deserve it.
345, 347.
This guy told me that he uses caffeine as a performance enhancing drug.
Yep.
And that basically,
I remember listening to this.
He doesn't drink coffee in the morning. He drinks coffee, a shot of espresso before he works out. And he even, I think the metric he gave is, he says he thinks it helps him 1%.
Yeah. Which is something that only people who are super attuned can say, right? Is that what you're getting at?
Right. Yeah. And so, but it sounds like if you're taking that in the morning, do you take more before you work out, more of that pre-workout?
Unfortunately, this is something I'm not too proud of, is I have it kind of figured out to the point where I'll take it in the morning, and then ideally I work out with that 2 scoops of pre-workout, and then I'll have something around 2:30 as well. And if it's 4 or 4:30 and I need to have more caffeine, then I'll be up until 11 to 11:45 without a doubt. But typically I've been up late anyway, so that doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
But yeah,
Hiller,
twice
make
a
a
day.
run at the game, see how far you get before you test positive. I know. I totally think so. I agree with all of that.
That is if I do test positive.
Right.
Because it's just testosterone at a dose that shouldn't really pop me.
Yeah, I think he should totally do that. It would be so great. It would be so fun. Magnus Holmgren. By the way, Magnus, this is how much I like you. I don't even read your shit before I post it because you're such a good poster and you talk such great shit. Sevan, would it not be more scientific if you, as a non-TRT user, also had the shirt off so we could see? Asshole.
Take it off. That was one of my favorite things in recent memories. Bill and Chase just like taking their shirts off for that show that I did with them. Did you see that?
I did.
They started off. It's like 1 second we got to do something. They take their shirts off.
It was good. In this video from Testosterone Tuesday that Andrew made, there is a part in there where he goes over something Lucas Parker said about programming. Could you share that here, Andrew? This is fascinating to me.
I looked so hard for this clip. I don't know where. It was probably one of your games back behind the scenes things. And he talked about what performance enhancing drugs do. And he's almost speaking pretty close to the bodybuilding community is it's going to validify a shitty training program. Meaning, let's say someone's at the CrossFit Games, they look great, they're performing well, they finish in the top 10, they pass all the drug tests, but the way that they got there was because they used some shit. And everything you throw is going to stick. Like, you got a dart every single time, it's a bullseye. That's how I feel right now with what I'm doing. You throw a dart and it's like, oh shit, I feel great. No matter what I do wrong, I'm progressing. And it's what he was alluding to with that. Is it's like, maybe you're doing German volume training and it's going to work for you. Maybe you're doing Build to Heavy 5 and it's something you've seen through starting strength. Or maybe you're doing CrossFit football sort of training program. Everything works for you no matter what. You have no idea why, but you're still putting out a program that a whole bunch of people are buying because you finished in the top 10 of the CrossFit Games. And that's something Lucas Parker was saying, is that he was very regimented. He wanted to make sure that if he was doing something, he was productive. He was his own lab rat. And he knew of people who were using the system in that way. But it's tale as old as time.
So basically, if the programmer is juiced to the gills, everything is going to have he's going to think that his programming is amazing, as opposed to
Jeff. Thank you for keeping that validate and certify equal validify.
Well, hey, listen, I thought it was a bullshit word too when he said it. I'm like, oh, he meant validate, but I looked it up. It's good to make legally valid, validify. Point Hiller.
I was reading that. I'm like, fuck, it's not a word, is it? Validify.
I totally saw that. I was like, wow, done. Yeah, done. It's done. He did it.
That was pretty funny.
Just making up words and then they're in Google. Right? What?
Yeah, Urban Dictionary. That's usually where they're at. It makes sense, right? The Lucas Parker. I'm glad you brought that up because it's something more people need to remember or think of. Like sometimes it's not doing a whole bunch of random shit that worked for you. It's that no matter what you do, it's going to work. It also happens with people with great genetics. So Tom Brady would probably be a really shitty coach because he's got a way. But if he puts that way on a whole bunch of people, it's probably not going to work. It's going to spit them out the other end. It'll work for some people, but it's not going to work for everybody. But name one coach. You asked Froning the other day on his show if he's going to get into coaching. He has a method. He has a way, and it works for some people. But he also says that usually after 2 to 3 years, people get spat out the other end because they just don't work with his way.
Because of the volume, and his way is the volume, right? It's the volume from Rich.
Correct. Yes. Now, the best coaches ever were never really the best athletes because they were always looking for like every single thing they could get. And then they can take that like puzzle and throw it at whatever athlete they bring in. So if you're thinking a football team, Lovie Smith on the Bears, was he a great football player? No, but he brought him to the World Series, the Super Bowl. he can just like kind of piece the puzzle together because he's got so many pieces.
How's that
Broden's
going to
got
affect your
beast.
programming? How's that going to affect you? What's the name of your
I
programming?
thought about that. It's just HillerFit.
HillerFit
program.
So you have a lot of people who do your programming. How are you going to do that? How are you going to mitigate that? Have you thought about having two different tracks now, having the TRT track and the non-TRT track?
For everyone in the world who's on TRT and wants the optimized. Oh, the thing is, the one program would also work for them. I had a workout today with 150 front squats in it, and I was like, ooh, this may have been a bit aggressive. It was at 95 pounds, so that wasn't anything crazy. It's like doing a bunch of wall balls.
Did you do that? Did you do the workout?
Yeah.
For anyone who's bored with the show, you're welcome to go to sexfind.xyz.
Have you ever gone to one of those?
No, I wouldn't even know how to go to that. Do I type that into my URL? I don't even know how to go to that.
I don't know if you should go to sexfind.xyz.
I'm not. I shouldn't. I'm not doing any of that.
Should I do it?
No. I'm putting I just blocked the user. How's that?
That works. Aren't there
it said an error occurred. I can't even block them.
Vindicate. Hiller, your programming has gotten more aggressive since you started CA hormones. Not kidding. He has been following. Today was 150 front squats. That's what I said.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Second track coming up.
Yeah. I mean, it could be just called HillerFit TRT.
TRT fit.
TRT fit.
Steroid fit.
You're recovering faster too.
Oh yeah, I haven't been sore in some time.
You won't be sore from doing a workout with 150 front squats at 95 pounds. That won't make you sore tomorrow.
Well, usually when I stand up, I'd be able to tell, but like, no, I'll be good.
Wow,
I'll be good. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Does Dick Butter have a wrench? If you have a wrench, Dick, could you try? I don't know if I gave you a wrench, but if you do, could you try to block? I'm just curious to see if anyone else can block.
You mean the XYZ, the .SYZs?
The sex one, yeah. I'm just I could or maybe Heidi has a
TRTPO. TRT pays off.
Wow. Wow.
There's a shirt.
Yeah.
TRTPO.
Wow. I like it. So everything's going well. You're happy. You basically said in the video that you cannot believe. Oh, here's something else in the video. In the video, you reveal that your dad's on TRT. Did you ask him before you said that?
No, he's cool with it though. He's having the time of his life.
He is.
Yeah,
you said that basically it's the happiest you've seen your dad in 25 years since he started TRT.
I'm glad you brought this up too. Have I never talked about this?
You have.
He's like one of my largest insights into it. It's incredible. He's been out of shape before. He's been big. So right now he's about 185 and he's 6'1". I'm 5'9", so he's taller than I am. He's been as heavy as 255, 260, and he had a gut. When he started doing all of this, he had back surgery. He had what was the issue? He was digging a hole. He's an electrician. He was digging a hole and he threw his back out really bad. And it was like a 2-year process to get it fixed. He had 3 surgeries on it. After his 3rd surgery, it was fixed up, but he was basically a stick, 180 pounds because he couldn't do anything. Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
There's a scene where they're wearing like a blue and an orange jacket and they walk into a party and he hits him in the back of the leg with a stick, his cane. And he's like, ah, and my dad would do that all the time because he had sciatica along with his back injury. He'd like fall over, keel over in pain and it wasn't funny, but it's funny now because he would do it all the time from the pain. But because of that pain, he couldn't work out and he became a stick, no muscle mass. And that was when he was in his mid 50s. And now at 61, he's got more muscle and he's in better. This is it. This is it. I would pause it every once in a while. A little more right there. Here we go. Probably a little bit towards the end.
How do you remember shit like this?
I got a, hey, man.
That's what you're referencing? A 1 second clip out of a 2-hour movie from 2013? Jeff, how do you remember this? What is wrong with you guys? Why do you guys have your brains filled with this stuff? Or what's wrong with me that I can't remember this?
It's probably about 54 minutes into the movie, if I had to guess, too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Anywhere from 54 to an hour 10 into that movie. Yeah. So my dad would be like bringing the garbage out, and he'd turn around, and he would go down to the curb like that from the pain he was in, from the sciatica and his back injury from digging that hole. And the TRT saved his life because he was in a bad spot because he couldn't do. He's my dad. I'm an athletic dude. I like to work out. I'm always trying to do stuff. He's my dad, and he's very similar. Like, he likes to golf. He played tennis 5 times a week. He had done CrossFit for a little while, and his body is his tool to work as well. He's an electrician. He's always on ladders, and he couldn't do anything. The surgery fixed him up, but then he also didn't have a path back. And when he started taking that, it just gave him his life back. It was amazing.
Incredible. TRT.
Have
you tried to get him to? Have you tried to get him to switch to California hormones since the needles come in the box all preloaded and all that?
We've been chatting about it, yeah.
Because it seems like the easy way to go. In that video, you show the box. It's awesome.
That's something that some people are just afraid of the entire process. So it's cool that the California Hormones is doing that, outlining the process and loading the syringes. Some people have no idea how to do that. People go to med school for 4 years to figure out how to load a syringe and give an injection. So.
How does California Hormones coordinate your other health issues? Like, I have AFIB. Can I use AFIB?
Yeah, I can't give information on that. I'm unsure. I don't like to speak on things I don't know about.
What the hell is AFIB?
AFib? I know people call it AFib. Atricular, I don't know.
Oh, atrial fibrillation. That means his heart's doing something fucked up.
Yeah, I can't speak on that. Sorry, Jeff.
Heart arrhythmia. Heart beats too slow and too fast in an irregular way.
I don't like to give any medical information, but I certainly won't speak if I have no fucking clue.
You know this guy, Jeff Birchfield? I think he's a professor somewhere. I think he teaches maybe OChem somewhere, something fucking hard. At a college. What's funny is when we were talking about the comedy, he even that's slapstick comedy. He's such a professor. He's such a professor.
Slapstick comedy.
They got lube
patches.
They got lotion.
It's the stuff that makes the children turn into men when they sit with their fathers with testosterone on them.
Right.
People do that, yeah. They just use an insulin pen and they give themselves a daily injection. You can do that too.
Oh, Miss Riddell. Miss Riddell. Oh, not
I'll probably do an episode with my dad at some point. Having him
that'll be
everybody
cool.
Because that's cool. His story. I mean, just probably because I know him so closely. But 30 years, and then all of a sudden he's the best version of himself every time I see him.
Finally, we come to this, what's turned into kind of a bizarre
here we go.
Set of videos. There's this chick who clearly has some sort of mental illness named Simply Mander. And part of me feels bad that she's gotten intertangled with Hiller because something is definitely wrong with her. I talked about her before. She made this video and Hiller was pretty nice to her. It was 10 days ago. She made a video that said CrossFit ruined me. It's a total, it's part of the Victocracy culture. She clearly has no idea what CrossFit even is. She lives in this really narrow bandwidth. Her whole story, I would say, sums up as she went to a gym and she wanted to be the fittest person there and she wanted to be a games athlete and she fell short. And because of that, she's feeling sorry for herself and she's blaming other people for giving her goals that she couldn't achieve. Wouldn't you say that sums her up? Imagine if you wanted to go to college.
I don't know if she was trying to be a games athlete, probably just a high level CrossFit athlete.
Whatever she expected more than she was able to do in CrossFit. And instead of being like, yeah, I fell short of my goals, she's blaming
Dustin, I have
CrossFit.
never once picked on the neuromuscular community. Get out of here. Sorry, I had to address that.
No, he did pick on him. He did pick on him. He did pick on him. He wanted to give them a pass. He wanted to give them a pass. He was saying, if there's anyone I want to believe, of course he was picking on them. I'm disgusted by him picking on him too. He wanted to give that guy a pass and say, hey, I want to believe this guy because he's a neuromuscular. He saw them as less, and I'm disgusted by it.
Come on. I'm sorry for cutting you off. You were on a roll with Mander. I don't want to cut you off from Mander. This is important, but I had to address that.
Mander is why is Sevan talking about himself, referring to himself as a she? I can use whatever pronoun I want. I don't even know what you're talking about, but yeah, I know you're trying to say something funny, but it kind of went over my head. She had goals. Oh, I had goals too. You're right. I did want to. I thought that I could be a CrossFit Games athlete when I was 34 years old and started CrossFit. I'm like, I can do everything they can do. Until 2010, I couldn't even do some of the workouts, but I never blamed CrossFit. And that's what this chick did. She blamed the people. She blames the people around her for being so good. It reminds me of a friend of mine who was dating this girl, and she got so angry at him because he would eat healthy, and she said it made him feel bad when they went to restaurants. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, fuck, that's the worst.
Are you batshit crazy?
It's like, ironically enough, the person that I'm thinking of in this situation also batshit crazy.
Right. So you know what's funny?
She would get mad at him. Like, this is a guy and a girl that I know. They were dating. They were living together, and they were both entered into this competition to lose weight. And he was taking it very seriously. He lost a whole bunch of weight, and then she would always complain that she wasn't losing weight. And it would be shit like he'd do a fucking 10-mile run, come home, and goes, "Why didn't you invite me?" It's like, well, I did. You didn't get that. And then they'd go out to dinner, and she'd want Panda Express, and be like, "Wait a minute, you've been complaining all day about the fact that you couldn't lose weight." And then it says a lot when you complain about your other trying to make themselves better.
This is a common thing in the back of my car. I give my kid one apple and my other kid an apple, and my other kid an apple, 3 apples. And the one that got the smallest apple will complain, "It's not fair. They got the bigger apple." And I go, "Hey, I want you to look at your brother's big apple, and I want you to say, 'Awesome. I'm so happy you got a huge apple. You scored.' I want you to be happy for other people. I want you to be happy for other people. Stop playing the victim." God, it sucks being my kid. So this chick's a classic, just classic. And Hiller, to be in all fairness, Hiller went way too easier in the first video, but whatever. Like, he's not an asshole. So he goes easy on her. He lets her off the hook, but he basically explains to her, CrossFit didn't ruin you. And the tragedy is that, you know, the day after I have Hiller on and we talk about this video, I had Kim on, the blind CrossFitter, and you see what CrossFit really is. It's a protocol that people use, and it changes their whole life dramatically. And all of a sudden, she wasn't embarrassed to be blind anymore. But these fucking ding-dongs are like focused. So then over here, she makes another video, or she makes a comment in YouTube.
Instagram.
Everybody.
Oh, in Instagram. Where she says that
you work out further. I think it's right around there. That's it. Oh no. That's it. Back a little bit. It's right there though. Yeah, back a little bit. That's it.
She makes this video and she says, or she makes a post on Instagram, and it says, "Wadapalooza. We know people are cheating because you literally don't care." First of all, anyone who says shit like that, you literally, like, okay, Valley girl, but we'll be gentle on her. We know people are cheating because you literally don't care. And then 2 laughing emojis, whatever what does that even mean? Look at, you're trying to take some, like,
it's condescending.
Or is it like, hey, you're being mean, but you're feigning to be a nice guy. I laugh when I call you a fucking asshole, so it's not really that bad. Look at the leaderboard. First of all, she has no idea if people are cheating. And she has no idea if Wadapalooza cares. which puts her strictly in the camp of hater. Strictly in the camp of hater. You don't know if they don't care. You have no idea what's going on at Wadapalooza. They just lost Matt O'Keefe and they got a new guy at the helm who's fucking eminently capable, Dylan.
Who I spoke to.
Yeah.
And I spoke to him after I made the video. And he goes, I'm glad you made that video. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, in hindsight, we see that there could have been some issues, possibly. We're going to get better. But also, they're doing everything they can every single time they can do it. I may have misquoted that. That might have been my own verbiage, not his. But the other thing is they ask for the workouts. She says that everyone's cheating and like there's scores out of control. And it's like, well, she made a follow-up. And I think I covered this in the video. Maybe it's the one from today or from a couple of days ago. She blocked me from seeing her stories. And then she makes a giant post on her Instagram about how the only reason that they're doing anything is because she, with her following, was giving them shit.
Yeah. She says that Wadapalooza changed their course of action because of her massive following. She has 100,000 followers on Instagram, probably, and 100,000 on YouTube. And I guarantee you that they're less active than the 20,000 followers that Hiller has. Way less active.
We are warriors.
She's been a YouTuber since 2014. Yeah, she blocked him. She's just a goofball.
She blocked me from seeing her stories. She thought that I wouldn't just like go to another account to check those things out.
Gabe from Paper Street Coffee. Dylan from Wadapalooza came up to me at the Masters Fitness Collaborative and introduced himself to me out of the blue. Awesome dude. Yeah, he is a gentleman. He is another. It kind of reminds me of Nick Massey in that sense. Just a gentleman of the highest order. Always sweet. Always courteous. Looks you straight in the eyes. Dope. I'm so excited that he's running Wadapalooza. Actually, I'm super excited about it. It's the most excited I've ever been about Wadapalooza. We're talking about this chick, Simply Mander, just some goofball who runs this YouTube station that's like a beehive for mentally ill victims that have vaginas.
Go to my comment section. It's the most negative they've ever been towards me. It'll like be a comment, and then it'll also have like 50 likes, all from the same people who just hive.
It's this group of women who don't realize that using the word mansplaining is sexist. Like they hide behind these one-liners that are just overtly like screaming, "Hey, I'm a fucking sexist. I fucking hate myself and hate men." It's the Victocracy. I took
one of those comments and put them on my Instagram, which was that. Did you see what was it? It's like, I like how when you say something, it's okay, but when a strong, powerful woman says something, it's not okay. And I'm like, I never brought me being a guy into this at all. I just looked at what she said and said that it wasn't accurate. Like, why does a woman have to have anything to do with it?
Yeah, they conflate everything. They can't stay on the subject because they'll lose. They get upset because Hiller used the word retard, or Hiller used the word idiot, or that Hiller's a man, or they do everything except focus on the fact that she's a fucking hater. And she plays the victim.
Triggered. Yet you were the one making a 17-minute video bullying her. When a woman hit you with facts in capital letters, you got triggered. Plus, proceeded to insult her. You should be embarrassed. The 17-minute video is a byproduct of just like the content at hand. It's not like I was triggered. I didn't go.
By the way, the feedback I gave Hiller for this is, if I wasn't, these are the kind of videos, and maybe I'm wrong. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. These are the kind of videos like that I, because I follow Andrew, I'm interested in because it's fun drama. But if I'm an outsider, if I'm an outsider, I would just skip past it. You have to already be kind of invested in Andrew and be like, hey, who Andrew got into a fender bender with someone. Like, I don't care if someone I doesn't know got into a fender bender, but if Andrew called me and been like, hey, so I was just driving my car and someone bumped into me on the freeway, I'd be like, oh, tell me about it. I'd be curious. But like randos, I don't give a fuck. So it's kind of like one of those videos. That was my feedback.
Everyone driving by is like, ooh, that sucks.
Yeah. I like it because I'm a fan of Hiller, but if I wasn't, if I had never seen his station before and I wasn't invested in him, I wouldn't give a shit. That being said, those of you who are, this was kind of the nail in the coffin. And of course, this was going to come out. When you have someone who's mentally ill, there's obviously going to be other people that they've burned. in their life and have seen weird behaviors from these people. And here it is right here.
Read by Beth Setter. Mander is not an intermediate athlete. She never qualified for Wadapalooza. When she went to intermediate in 2019, she filled in when I got injured and never told them she cheated and never got told a soul that she wasn't the one who qualified in the first place. All of which would have been cool if she then didn't treat me like the hired help, shooing me out of her photos so that no one would ask why I was there. Mander responds.
Here they come. And slowly, and we've seen a lot of Andrew Hiller's videos finish like this. People are coming out of the woodwork being like, yeah, this chick's a fucking nut job. And I don't want to go too far into it, but if Andrew this morning Andrew has uncovered a whole so let me say this one more thing here real quick. So then Andrew made a follow-up video to this one, and it's over here. And I think you're pretty nice to her in this one. It's kind of closure to the whole thing, the fight with her. I think if she pushes him further, he has some stuff that she definitely doesn't want to come out. But if you dig around, you'll see that every couple of years there is a
reset.
Yeah, there's basically a nervous breakdown where she has to get a haircut, change the color of her hair, fix her necklaces,
move states.
Yeah. So anyway, I enjoyed the drama. I think Hiller's extremely courteous to her. And
I have this thing with people who talk about stuff, and it's probably because I think I already said it in this show. Like I think it was Jeff who asked about AFIT, and I'm like, I can't talk about that. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say something wrong. She's talking about me. She's posting stuff to her Instagram. And she pulled some information about like the Open in 2021, which I've made 2 videos on talking about it. It's like, there you go. It's out for everyone to see. She posted to her story like it's new news. It's like, he's making a video on you because he's just a clout chasing douchebag. And it's like, all right, that's how you want to chalk that up in your head. That's cool. It means that you haven't done your homework. Just like she didn't do her homework with Wadapalooza, making a comment about how they are asking for scores because of her. But if you rewind 1 month ago, they were asking for all of the extraneous scores from the individuals as well, right? So the individual scores are out. I made a video on Garrett Sager, and his score gets taken out, not because they were looking for that workout, but because he had a score that was outrageous. They've been doing this. They are also doing it with the team workouts, not because of her, but because Dylan's doing the right thing. My thing with people like her is that they just talk blindly and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It makes it very easy to, not be angry, but just, throw stuff right back at them, make videos about them, point out the facts that they missed. And it makes it also easy to look at the comment section and go, you guys are out of control.
Yeah, at one point she's like, they're just doing what like other big companies do. And I'm like, oh, Simply Mander knows what big companies do. Isn't it funny that she takes credit for the changes Wadapalooza makes, but doesn't take responsibility and says CrossFit ruined me? So when it's convenient for her, she takes credit for it. But when it really comes down to what she truly has power and control of, should we send her a link?
Should we send her a link? I can just DM it to her
and have her come in. No, I want to
be nuts.
No,
I'm scared.
No, well, maybe a little. No, we're approaching 90 minutes, and we have a lot of shows today. We have 4 more shows today. At 12 p.m. we'll be going live, which is an hour before event 2 of the Rogue Invitational will start. And then
1.3 thousand people watching the live stream, but it's not even started yet.
Watching the live stream where? Over at Rogue?
Yeah, but it's not even started yet.
I wonder what would happen if I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. Let me see.
You just pull it up and pause it every 6 seconds.
Okay, Rogue Invitational YouTube.
Marissa Flowers, 145. Holy fuck.
What happened?
There was just a loud sound on my computer.
Oh.
Hey, a 145 friend, should I send you this link? This looks pretty good.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just show you guys this real quick. So this is day 1 of the live stream. This hasn't started yet. Okay, there's 1,300 people waiting. I see what you're saying.
I gotta send you this. Oh, it gets a little bit hairier. All right. Noah Olson thinks he had the freaking record for Fran. I'm gonna send you this if you can pull it up.
Okay. Are you sending me a link to it?
I sent you a private chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You'll like this. I think.
Am I going to get in trouble for playing this, or do I have to stop this every 7 seconds?
Just silence it so there's no sound in the background. The first comment, Hiller will find this. Great job. There's the bad signal. We're here. We found it.
So silence it, make it full screen, and hit play. Marissa Flowers, 145 Fran.
Oh, it says call the bet. Oh, fuck. Right there. Okay.
Have you seen this before?
No, first time. Look at that.
Tell me if you see anything that looks suspect. I haven't seen anything.
No.
Maybe at the bottom. Maybe at the bottom.
No, not at the bottom. She's bottomed out.
Dude, her lockout is savage.
Snap, dude.
And her left arm locks out harder than her right arm locks out harder than her left arm.
Hey, Noah Olson, you gonna retract your world record yet? Look at that tip. It's tight. It has to be to go that quick.
It'd be cool to have a second angle. Why does it say Tier Wadapalooza Miami on it?
Because that's on the app, the WeTime app. There's an option to plug that in.
Oh, okay. They're like,
dude, she's savage.
It doesn't even look like she's pulling the bar down. Is she?
She has to be. I mean, she's going quick. Right. 65 pounds isn't falling that hard on her. She has to be pulling it down. Max straight pull-ups I've ever done is 36. Someone asked that question. Hounds of Justice. You pause. You're trying to pause above the bar. She's good.
Yeah, that looks good, right?
What she needs to do is put the camera higher. It's like 4 feet off the ground is ideal. But even from here, you can tell they're good.
It looks like her lips hitting the bar. Last set of 9.
Look at that lockout. Snap.
Would this be the world record?
I would. From what I know, she beat Henry Sales.
Hey, let's look at that real quick. Look how she starts to come forward on those last. Just pushing through as her form breaks down.
Yep.
What a savage.
Marissa Flowers, unofficial world record.
Oh, and she looks at someone and says something right there. What is she saying? Someone yells at her something. Right? She asked someone something.
I couldn't tell. You're seeing something I couldn't see.
Is it stuttering for you? Oh, my goodness.
Good shit. Look at her. Turn the camera off. Look at her. Her runs on over. It's like the scene in Warrior where he punches the dude in the face and runs out of the freaking stadium. She just walks over to the camera. Done. I saw 0 Noah reps. That's good, Hal. 0 Noah reps.
Damn.
That was badass. Marissa Flowers, awesome.
Woo. Yeah.
Good shit.
Marissa Flowers. Well, she even said call the bat.
Yeah, it's right there. It's cool.
She's calling you. Holy shit. Holy
shit.
It
deserves some more love. Maybe I'll just screen record it and post it on my YouTube. No,
wow.
How do I direct her? I'll just share it to my story. People should go tell her how awesome that is. Everyone go comment on Marissa Flowers' video and tell her how awesome she did.
The title, you can just type in Marissa, Marisa Flowers, 145, 1:45 Fran.
Badass.
Wow. Give that a like.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Everyone go like Marissa Flowers' video. This is something that there's YouTube channels that do that, Sevan. They just sit here and they're like, all right, we're going to pull this video up. All right, everyone open your separate browser, go on over to this video and comment in the comment section. It's just like a freaking shitstorm comment.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, holy shit. And then they'll go back on later and they'll go, hey, I'm Sevan Podcast. That was cool.
She's got a huge swinging dick for that. Badass. Hiller's laugh like Woody Woodpecker when he's sped up. Listening to Hiller 1.75 is crazy.
There's a guy that I talk to, and he'll always listen to things. He listens to, I think, every piece of CrossFit content there is. And I go, how do you do that? He goes, I listen to 2 times speed, except for you. I can't do it because I chop it up so tight.
Okay, let's look. We don't fuck around here. You want to look at her last thruster? Let's do it.
Pull it back.
We don't fuck around here. I don't know, buddy. What do you think? Right at the bottom or the
looks
top?
Pretty good to me.
Yeah, that looked
Good,
fucking.
good. That's good. If we were to stop it, like I did with Noah's 1,000 times, good to me. It's called a raid, Dick Butter. Yeah, it's called a raid. That's when people all go to someone else's YouTube channel and just either destroy it or praise it.
Hey, that's her at the top of her last. This is her at the top of the last thruster.
Well, and at which rate the left elbow doesn't look so hot, but I bet you could pause it in a slightly quicker segment about a quarter of a second earlier and it'd look even better.
Good point. Yeah, she's already looking down. Vindicate, crazy generous donation, buddy. Travis, thank you. Today and this weekend is going to be glorious. So much streaming. Thank you guys. To our people who supported us, Gabe at Paper Street Coffee, Vindicate and California Hormones. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough for letting us do this weekend. And to Katie and Bill over at Rogue for giving us access, and for Katie for coming on the show. It's kind of nuts.
Wait, that's not the last thruster. Will Brand said is right. This is the end of the round of 15.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Let's get back at it then. All right. Here we go.
Thanks, Will. Okay, we're back.
How about that?
Well, also, if you bring it back again half a second, it looks good.
But that's good.
And then move forward.
Yeah.
That's could be better, which means it's not good. But
hey,
right
but
before that,
you're saying
good.
It could be better not because she's not locked out, but because you don't think her head's pushed through, right?
No, because the left elbow looks soft. And the bar's in front of her hips, and the bar is not over the top of her shoulders. It's just a touch in front of. You can see she pushes it forward though, so she'll lock it out.
Hey,
like that.
Yeah.
Where's this last one? So see, it's good, and then she tips it forward. Like even this frame is better than the one you had before.
Let's look at the bottom now. Yeah.
Good by me. She can't go much lower. I mean,
do you know her? Is she a games athlete? She a significant
I believe she's
threat.
a semifinal athlete. I wonder if she's saying right there. Can you hear the sound back on for that right there?
Yeah.
Or is she just like, fuck you, Noah?
5. Marissa Flower.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah. Pause it. Turn it on.
45. Marissa Flowers.
Pause it.
How can she even talk there? Thank you, by the way. How can she even talk there in her cotton mouth? Holy shit. She is.
Kenya, I think it's good too. We're on the same page.
Workout 1.
That's a Wadapalooza qualifier, Fran?
Yeah. Dude, where have you been?
I don't follow any of that shit.
The first workout was Fran. One person did Fran, one person did Karen, and one person did Jackie. You know all those workouts. Karen's the wall balls, Jackie's the row, thruster, pull up.
I do know that. You guys are going way too hard in this particular rep. Overall, she solidly hit the reps for the speed. If you were judging this live, I doubt you'd be worrying about that one rep. I got perfect feedback. Yes, I agree. We're going way too hard. That's what we do.
We should also say that although we went hard, it was still good.
Yeah.
It's not like we were going hard and then shitting on her because of it. That was what I did on Noah's video. And we went hard and then gave her more praise because we went so hard.
I'm telling you. So Karina, just so you know, you're saying, did you say who got fired? Matt Chan. I'm telling you, this person is like 1,000 times more. This is not a dig at Matt Chan at all. 0. Awesome guy, fucking great contributor to CrossFit. 1,000 times more relevant than Matt Chan. There's people on I'm telling you, the seminar staff who I adore more than anyone on the planet, their contribution. This guy's in that mix, if not higher than the highest seminar staff. This guy is the fucking shit that they fucking let go. Just in terms of his, I'm not even talking about his character and his authenticity and his integrity, which is second to none. I throw it in there, lump it in there with the integrity. No, you guys, not Hobart. I'm talking about a god. Sorry, Hobart. I fucking love you to death. You're just a titan.
Hobart's the movement god, okay?
This guy is like, you don't know who he is, but everyone in the company knows who he is. Everybody. He's the shoulder that everyone and anyone could go lean on. He knows it all. And he has crazy integrity, and he's super easy to work with if you can get your fucking ego out of the way. He's amazing to work with. Before this guy worked for me, I basically worked for him, and I turned videos into him for 7 years. I know the worst of him, the hardest parts to deal with him, because he would push back on me. It's nuts that they fired this guy. It shows it screams of the incompetence of the leadership at HQ that he couldn't be managed. It's like firing Tom Cruise in the middle of making
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. You just don't do it. You go, okay, Tom's having a breakdown. Let's get him some help.
Minority Report.
You stick with this guy. You make sure you figure out what's not working for this guy, and you stick with him, and you try to help him get through these hard times. No, he was not fired for a good reason. He was fired because someone above him was unable to manage him. And because the people in leadership there believe that everyone is replaceable, because they come from a place where jobs are all replaceable, and that they come from a corporate environment where they're not real CrossFitters. They come from a place where there's just systems in place. They see people as cogs. They don't realize about the wealth of knowledge that you need and what we're doing here at CrossFit.
I want to know just as badly.
I don't want to say I don't want to say his name, because I don't know if this guy's so low profile. You guys don't know who he is. Well, some of you know who he is. A couple of you guys have figured out who he is.
Ooh.
He did all the programming for CrossFit. He did all the programming for CrossFit.com for the last 13 years. He was the go-to guy for just about everyone in the company to go to when you came in a pinch about programming, the journal, any of that stuff, anything forward-facing, anything that stuck to the brand. Like if you were concerned, hey, I'm going to do this. How does this work with the brand? He would give you his feedback, and it was always spot on.
Dan Bailey got fired?
I don't even know who that is.
Rudy said that. It's funny.
You have to watch Justin Nunley's newest video. Don't be sad. Just be a little sad.
Stump?
I don't know who that is either.
Isn't he gone?
Yeah. Guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. Great show, huge show. Andrew Hiller, thank you for putting out so much content and letting me piggyback off of your hard work. And Andrew and I will be back.
I'll see you in an hour, right?
It's 3 hours, right? 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Something like that.
Andrew and I will be holding down the desk this week for the Rogue Invitational. We will have people on throughout the week. John Young, Tyler Watkins, Brian Friend, Taylor Self, and the ever charismatic J.R. Howell, Brian from Barbell Spin. And then, of course, we will be pulling into the Rolodex that Sevan has and dragging superstars on. Like yesterday, we had Lazar Jukic and the most powerful woman in CrossFit, Katie Henniger. Okay, guys, I will see you guys in 3 hours and 17 minutes. Have fun. Get a workout in. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.